welcome. We are on Upper Mississippi River Valley, also known as UMRV. This is a new mod map by DJ Modding. It's a 4x map. It's based in Iowa along the Mississippi River with Wisconsin on the other side of the river, just a little bit of it if you actually want to play on it. I did a live stream kind of setting up a little bit of the farm, also showing off all the different farms. There's about 6 or 7 different farms on the area. I think 7 total farms you can buy that are pre-built in. There's also a version of the map where you can have all the buildings gone and just build your own farms if you really wanted to. The map does have some extra crops on it, as well as anhydrous ready, or I think there's another one like compost ready. But you can use the anhydrous precision farming by, I forget who it's by. I'll try to link it down below, or I'll link DJ Modding's itch.io page, and that has all the required or suggested mods in there. The extra crops added in are alfalfa and clover. There's also grain dryers, and you can have dry corn. There's a few extra productions you can add into, or not add in, but are in the game that you can do. So this video is going to be just kind of showing off some of the equipment. I know in the live stream I had set up a few pieces of equipment, but I changed quite a bit on it. Honestly, I left some of it, but I kind of got into it and I just wasn't really going with that flow. I added about $500 extra $1,000 to our $1 million because I ran out of that real fast, and we still need quite a bit of equipment, so we're probably going to be leasing. We don't have a planter or a seeder. We don't have a sprayer for weeds or herbicides. We still need some hay equipment for the animals. We still have to buy the animals, so we still need some stuff, but we got the basics to get us by with some field work and harvest work. I also changed my truck out. The other truck I had was a Chevy Silverado 3500, but you could not change the plate on it, so it had a New York plate on it, and I couldn't change it, and we are in Iowa, and I felt like it wasn't very appropriate to have New York plates. You couldn't take them off either, otherwise I would have just taken them off. I suppose I could have added the mod, but I didn't want to do all that. But we got a new truck. I might change the window tint, it's a little dark on here, or change the paint scheme for the next video. Starting off, we are on the southern farm, Valley Bluff. The PDA is flip-flopped north and south, if you didn't realize that, if you're not familiar with the US. But we bought this Mack truck. It's just a base game Mack. And then this is one of DJ Modding's trailers that he edits. It's a Load King 2-hopper. That'll be our grain truck. Tractor, the John Deere 7810 with a bale trailer here, or just a flat trailer for stuff. I have all the tractors from the live stream still in the save. I am torn between which ones I want to keep, or if I should just keep them all. I really don't know. Over here I changed out the harvester. So I originally had a Case axial flow, but the area is predominantly John Deere. I mean, Case would be around, but I wanted to stick with something about the John Deere. I haven't really ran a lot of John Deere lately, and I've just been wanting to. So we got the John Deere S770 here. I have a Honeybee air flex header out in the yard there. We have this Demco auger wagon, grain wagon. Over here we have the Honeybee Airflex. I think it's a 12 meter one. The 240. And it took me a while to figure out how to do this trailer. I had to YouTube it. Spent a good 20 minutes trying to think about it. We have the 2 grain bins there like I showed earlier, and then out in the field already, because this is where we are going to be starting off, we have our Challenger 1038. And I looked this up, so it was actually a real thing. They made these tractors a handful of years ago, and they were sold in the US. And it looks a lot like a Fendt Vario, and it actually, when you jump into it or look it up in the thing, it says Fendt, but it's got a Challenger skin you can put on. But it's basically a Fendt, but it's rebranded as a Challenger, and they did this for the US. Then we have an anhydrous applicator tillage machine here with the tanks on the back. We'll probably have to buy an anhydrous tank so we can actually, I think that'll run out fairly quick. Now we're going to do a little bit of skipping around, and we are going to jump over to where our animals are. Over here we have this shed, and we have, like I said, the tractors I had started with in the live stream. We have the White Farms equipment, Field Boss Series 3. We have the International 86, it's a 1586. Grabbed a couple of Vermeer pieces of equipment for our silage work or hay work. I still need a tedder and a windrow. I've been thinking about maybe changing out the mower to like look up some mowers for the area, or maybe the baler even, to something like a John Deere mower or baler. Over here we have the Reaper. This was actually on the used sales market, so we got it for about 30% off. We have our large grain dryer over here. I have not bought any of the animals yet, so we still need to do that. I figured I would get some of the bales going. And also, we have a field of soybeans that is about to be ready to harvest. So once we do that, we'll bale up those straw off of that, and we can use that for the animals. Probably be buying, there's a mod for the Pro Chomp or Pro Chopper something, I forget what it is. And it will do because on this map you can do cornstalk bales and like soybean bales, I believe. We'll have to buy that. I did add in one extra field to our plot, this little meadows land down here. It's basically just a grass field, so we can use that for some of our bales or grass work. I'll also probably be using 15 for some of our grass work. 11 and 10 will be sticking to probably corn and soybeans. Maybe we'll throw some other stuff in there if we get some other animals, but most likely not. Said we have one field. These soybeans are about ready. We need to get some application down on here. And the thing with the anhydrous, we'll skip over to there real quick. So with the anhydrous, you know, obviously usually you would put on an application of fertilizer after you seed the ground, because then it knows what type of seed you have in there. Or you can set the application rate for what seed you want. I think they recommend not running it on automatic mode. I'm not positive on this. But basically looking for the target application of what it wants and then setting that. I'll have to test it out a bit and see. I did run one strip here and it's coming across. I mean, it's coming across as decent, but I won't really know until I run the field where my score will sit on the precision farming scale. So I might have to look into that a little bit too and just make sure I'm doing that right. because obviously you're applying the nitrogen or the anhydrous ammonia before seeding, so you'd apply it now. Like a lot of farmers will do this in the fall if they have the time, if they can harvest early enough and the weather's nice enough, especially in the Midwest. You can get this anhydrous and tillage out there before you get the freeze. Get your fields all done. That way you have some of it already prepped. Or get a winter wheat crop into, possibly. It's not super common. Oh, this field has rocks. I do have stones turned off because I cannot stand stones. So, you know, a lot of farmers will run this, I think, early spring too. And they'll put a lot of lime in the fall and whatnot. When you get that in, you can get some kind of your first nice application into the soil, break it up a bit so that it's not as compacted. And in the spring, you're able to get to planting pretty quick or running another application with your planter. Speaking of planters, we'll probably be running, I have the case early risers on here. I might also dig around and see what I can find for the John Deere planters. But those case early risers are pretty nice. For a seeder, I really have no idea what to run for a seeder. I feel like there's not a lot on the Mod Hub that are great. There's a lot of small ones. And maybe we'll just have to run a small one. But we may not need a seeder for a while unless we plant a field with grass. And I think we could do that with a planter as well. Could be mistaken. But that's pretty much our equipment right now. Like I said, we're still going to have to get quite a few pieces. I have 112,000 because we finished the contract from what we were doing in the live stream. And I had to add in a couple, about 10, not 10,000, maybe 8,000 to 5 or 8,000 more crop just to make the contract finish. So that might be something we run into. But we'll probably be sticking to doing, I'm going to try not to pull loans. We'll have to lease equipment. I do have the lease to own a mod on. So we can use that for some of the planters or the silage equipment. We might have to do that so we can have enough banked for our seed animals, and if we need to bring in some other animal feed, we'll need a mixer wagon as well for the TMR. We don't have any fermenting silos on this farm here, or feed silos. Going from there, I think we're going to start trying to work on our tillage, seeing if we can figure out how this works. So, jumped out for a little bit, recorded this over 2 night sessions, but I checked out the XML. I also talked to a few people on Discord, and I think I've come up kind of close to what I need. So there's a target range, it looks like, for each crop with the anhydrous. The way he's just redone it is, you know, you can apply those target ranges, and I don't think it's going to ding us on the precision farming front if we get those right or do them manually instead of auto application. The target for, I believe, corn or maize is right around 140 to 160. Depends on the soil type. Every soil type's going to have slightly different. I still have some learning to do, but I wanted to get into recording and get us onto just actually getting some application down. So we're going to start here, and we're going to start just running this, and hopefully it works out. If we're not right, we're not right. will have to run, I think, a little bit of pH, so we'll have to grab some lime. Map, just to see if I'm on the somewhat right application. I might bump it up just a hair. Let's see if that comes across as okay. Hopefully we don't get dinged on the precision farming front. Bigger implement, so I'm gonna have to figure out how to turn it properly without dinging up the cart and everything. I'm already making a mistake of it. We'll get our headland done. Then we can maybe get some GPS on and get a few straight lines. I have not worked with a lot of large implements lately, so I kind of need to get back into a groove of working the larger tillage equipment and seeders. Also terrible with dolly. I think we're just gonna bump to a little bit of music and get working on this field, and I will catch back up with you when we are all done. And we're done. We're back. So we applied the anhydrous to the field. Got our appropriate levels on there. I think we're on the right track. I am going to have to do a little bit of research, and also when we plant our corn next spring, we'll see how our score comes out. Oh, that looks way high. Well, that's probably just the edge of the map. I think for some reason the edge of the map, it reads really weird. I think I'm in the right ballpark. We're really going to have to just check it out when we get to it. I know I had a couple people like Farmer Taz and I think somebody else saying they'd maybe give me a spreadsheet, what they use or what maybe somebody put together. We'll give that a shot. We'll see when that comes through, see if we can find it. This is the farm. This is the layout. We do have, I think next month we'll be doing a harvest. We will also probably get to cutting some of the grass before it gets too late in the year. Get one cut and maybe one set of bales done before the winter hits. And we'll probably try that out in the next video. But this was just testing out some stuff, kind of seeing what we had, setting up the farm, getting our equipment all laid out, showing you guys that. And this is the beginning of our Let's Play. I do want to stick to, I think it's on normal mode, so it's not like we're doing super hard challenge. But I do want to stick to kind of our budget, what we're doing, and try to build up from there. Build some animals, build the pastures, and just get going. So I'll catch you on the next one. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like. If you are not subscribed, please consider subscribing. And I will see you all next time. Thank you for tuning in.